Now I'm ready.
All right. Well, hello, you drummaroos. It's been a rough time in the Oyo house. We've been struggling pretty hard. The 49ers lost the NFC Championship to the Rams. It wasn't fun, but it was a fucking great game.
It was a good game.
It was a great game. So I have to respect that, but I just do not respect the Rams in any kind of way. So, there was a moment, the end of the game, I think we all know, when Jimmy tossed the ball and, it turned out to be an interception. And I looked at Matthew and I looked down and I said, that's Jimmy G's career as a Niner right there. And about a few days later now, maybe today or yesterday it came out?
It's today.
It came out that Jimmy's going to be traded. And he's in talks with the GM right now, figuring that out. The best trade possible for both parties. So, we just want to say, no matter what, like, Jimmy was a rock star. Jimmy is a rock star. You know, he's going to be very successful in any team he goes to build. He's definitely a fighter. So, from the bottom of our hearts, Jimmy G, we love you. You fucking kill us sometimes, and God, we hated you. But at the same time, he blessed us with a lot of amazing football.
Oh, yeah.
And so thank you so much, Jimmy G.
Literally cried during the press conference.
I cried during the press conference.
I showed up to a meeting late because my eyes were all red.
And then I cried at the end of the game.
Yep.
So
Jimmy, love you, man. Good luck wherever you go. We'll always be rooting for you. Unless you're playing us, then I will not root for you.
Then we'll want to fight you, but otherwise, thank you.
David, roll that intro.
I'm Drumm.
I'm Drummer. All right, welcome back, everybody. Week 115.
Week 115, guys. That's 1 times 100. 100 plus 5 plus 5 and plus 5. That is 115, motherfuckers. What's up?
And as always, we're your hosts. I'm Drumm.
And I'm Drummer.
This is a podcast about brotherhood and the 3 S's: storytelling,
supernatural,
and self-improvement.
God, what a beautiful thing. Now, Matthew.
What's up, big guy?
We have some more football news. Might as well get it all out of the way now.
Yep, and in relation to Jimmy Garoppolo's first team that drafted him, Jimmy Garoppolo came into the NFL and sat behind another quarterback. Some may know him as the 6th-round draft pick, number 199 overall.
Or the GOAT.
Tom Brady is retiring. There was actually reports from Adam Schefter, who's a very trustworthy reporter, that came out saying Tom Brady was going to retire.
Yeah.
And then Tom Brady called his general manager and was like, I haven't actually made my decision yet. So within like an hour, it was like, Tom Brady's retiring. Everyone was freaking out. There was thank you posts all over the place. Mm-hmm. And then, within 15 minutes, there was those posts taken down. And then Tom Brady took I don't know, he needed an extra 48 hours or something to figure it out.
Yeah, just want to make sure he was sure about it and also that it was his decision.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is, like, he probably knew he was going to retire.
Oh, yeah.
But he wanted to be the one to come out and say it.
Of course.
Like that sucks to have arguably the greatest career ever. Mm-hmm. And I don't even really think it's that much of an argument. And then to have somebody, get the news leaked and then someone else try and leak it to beat it to the punch. Like, I love and respect Adam Schefter, but that
was a dick move.
That sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucked, man.
You let Tom Brady decide when Tom Brady's done.
Yeah. I was it's sad to see, but also kind of relieved. He's finally out of the game, so I finally don't have to deal with him in football anymore.
Yeah, but he's the last of like a quarterback generation, because you had Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees. Like, there was a bunch of different quarterbacks that came out in that same 2 to 3 year draft class.
Yeah,
and he was the last of the bunch.
Did they have a name?
No, because I think it wasn't all
Brady
the same
bunch.
draft class.
The Brady bunch?
So, but yeah, super. It's been fun. Like especially towards the end, like there's a lot of people that don't like Tom Brady, and I get it. He wins a lot, but some people are afraid of greatness.
Yeah, man. I mean, you just gotta accept when a good football player is there. You have to respect it. Just like Fred Warner, he's a great football player. He's kind of an asshole to other players, but that's why we love him. He's Fred Warner.
He's our asshole.
He's our asshole.
So if you would have to pick between the two of who is going to have the longer lasting effect on the sport, kind of looking at right now between Brady and LeBron, who do you think is going to end up standing the test of time a little bit better?
I don't know basketball enough to really know what LeBron's done specifically.
Yeah. To me, Brady's the king.
Because like Brady, I don't think Brady changed the game. Like he just did his job very, very, very well.
Efficient. Yeah, he didn't really switch it up.
And I mean, I can make the argument, like the little bit that I know, Tom Brady was like the tide that raised all ships. Like he made other players better. If you look throughout his career, he very rarely had like a superstar wide receiver. It took a while for Julian Edelman and Wes Welker to actually come into their own. And the other wide receivers that he had that were big names, the only one that I could think of that actually did anything meaningful was Randy Moss. They would go out and they would get these other big name, wide receivers, and they wouldn't really do anything special because Tom Brady wouldn't lock in on one person and just throw the ball to him no matter what.
Yeah.
He would always play the coverages. Like he would find the open person, you know?
Whatever was available is available.
And the little bit that I know about LeBron is like LeBron's the ultimate recruiter, and everywhere he goes, other people come along with him. I'm not saying he doesn't make them play better, but Tom Brady was out there winning Super Bowls, making people that were no names household names.
Mm-hmm.
So then who's your call? Who is the Drumm and Drummer pick for the next legend?
Tom Brady.
In the sport. No, obviously he just retired. Who's the next one?
Trey Lance.
The homer in me wants to say Trey Lance, and I think that's very, very possible. I mean, it's kind of hard to say like the next like legend, like
Josh Allen.
But there's this new breed of quarterbacks that are coming out.
It's crazy, man.
Like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, like
Burrow,
Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. There's all these quarterbacks that are coming out that are so young, but they're just balling.
Versatile as fuck, man. Just amazing football players.
And I think Trey Lance will be right up there within the next year or two.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, just the little bit we've seen this year has been pretty cool.
Yeah,
so.
I'm pumped, man.
But anyways, off the sports talk. Dalton, dude, how was your week?
It was rough, man. It was pretty shitty. Niners lost, so, more football. But that's all I have. It messed me up.
Yeah.
But I feel like, we tried out our last episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We actually had a lot of fun. Learned a lot about David as well.
Yeah, so, it's fun because like I was telling Heather this today, like I knew some of the stories. Like when I first joined Charter Oak, like I was a new kid on campus, and I decided to hang out with everybody that was in Odyssey. So every single Odyssey story I've heard at least 1,000 times, which is why I don't have a problem telling you guys the same stories over and over because you owe it to me.
Yeah, it's actually your fault.
You made me this way. But it was cool to get like a deep dive and to like just kind of see where your interest stemmed from all those years ago. It was cool. I wish I had way more questions. So
yeah,
probably gonna need a part 2.
We're gonna need a part 2 for sure. Maybe even a part 3. There's a lot of things I want to ask. Now I got quality questions.
Now you got quality. Now that you know how it works.
Yeah.
Well, because we not only did the first one, which was like the interview structure, we also did we did next week's episode early, and so that one was more of I think what you guys were actually thinking deep dives were going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about that one? Because that one was different.
Why don't we talk about that after they've heard it?
We can do that.
That way they know what we're talking about, and we're not just.
You don't want to freaking lead them on a little bit?
No, I don't.
Tease them?
No. Yeah. David, will you get your HP smart adapter?
Fucking figure it out, David.
So my broken laptop part 12 is that the adapter just keeps connecting and disconnecting every once in a while.
Did we tell them what happened on when we were filming the intro episode for the first episode?
No, go for it.
So,
no, yeah, you did. It's on the video.
Is it?
It's on the video.
Where the whole thing died?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
And we thought we lost everything.
Heart attack.
But not just that. It's been 2 weeks since we last recorded a main episode. So like it was, we waited till this week to do it, and good that we did. Otherwise, we'd be sitting here talking about how the Niners are on their way to the championship game, and how that game went. And so, how does it feel now, missing out on a week of stuff that's happened? Do you think it's going to make it easier to talk about these things? Easier for the main episodes because you're going to have a lot more to talk about?
If we had more things going on.
I strangely feel like I have less to talk about, even though
I have working and then I guess just training. That's all we do.
Well, guys, Dalton, my week's been great. Thanks for asking. So,
what'd you do this week?
Update on my day today. My day today has been very, very hectic. This time of the year always gets a little crazy for me. My schedule gets a little wild. But at my job, I sell cyber insurance. I sell it to businesses. I sell large businesses cyber insurance. I know my stuff. I know phishing emails, right?
Sure.
But sometimes you just get got.
You got?
I got got. Today, I was working on this account. It's probably going to be, one of my largest ones, and super excited for it. So, got everything ready. I was getting ready to send over the bind order, right? Get everything going. And I'm focusing on this email. I want to make sure everything's worded correctly. And so I'm typing it all up. And my boss, he sends me this calendar invite for a meeting with somebody, right? And so, we'll say my boss's name is Dalton, right? So
hypothetically.
So in my email, it says Dalton is hosting this. So I just see it and I accept it, right? Because obviously my boss respects my time and will, only put me on things that we need. So
I overwork his ass.
So I go and I jump on this Zoom call.
I'm going to need more explanation on that.
I jump on the Zoom call and it's me and this other guy, right? And I'm like, okay, like this must be the other company that we need to talk to for whatever reason. So I'm just sitting there and the guy's just chugging water. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on, but I just hear.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
He's just like, right? And I'm like, damn, this guy's thirsty. But I'm so focused on my email, I'm just waiting. I'm expecting my boss to hop in and start the conversation. So I'm sitting there, and then I hear the guy go, oh, hey, Matt. Good to see you there, man. And so I come off mute, and I go, hey, what's going on? He goes, all right, well, let's get into it. Breaks into this presentation, okay? And the whole time, he's selling me SEO services, okay?
Oh, my God.
And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, thinking to myself, like, okay, did my boss send me into this because, like, he didn't have time for it, so he wants me to just kind of get a feel? Like, there was no context that was given to me. So I see his availability pop up on our teams. So I message him, and I go, hey, man, are you going to jump into this call? And he's like, what call? And I'm like, you put me on this link. You sent me this invite, or you added me to this? And he's like, I didn't put anything on your calendar. So then I'm looking, and then I look over, and the guy presenting, his name is also Dalton, right? They had the same name. So I just saw it, so I click on it. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, did we even talk about it, right? And so he finally gets to his deck page, right, the slides or whatever. My company was named something else a long time ago, and it says that name's presentation. And I'm like, this guy has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. So then he gets like 20 minutes in. It takes me 20 minutes to piece all this together. And I go, hey, man, quick question. He goes, what's going on? And I'm like, have we talked before? And he goes, no, I talked to someone in your office. And I go, oh, okay. Like, what was that person's name? And he goes, Jill. And I'm like, there is no one in my office named Jill, man. And he goes, oh, well, you know what? She must have been let go before you got there. And I was like, I've been here for 5 years. I literally know everybody and their kids. There's no one named Jill. And I was like, and also the company name, that was our name 10 years ago. So you've got some bad information. I don't know who's selling you your data. And he hung up really quick. And the whole time, the guy was pressing me for credit card information.
Oh, my God.
Pressing you for credit card information?
To get me to buy a package.
You were just hacked.
Dude, I know. So I was sitting there, and I had to contemplate my life. I called my boss, and I was like, I don't think I could be the cyber insurance expert anymore. Like, it took me 20 fucking minutes to figure it out.
But that makes sense. I would fuck that up too.
It was weird. And then the guy, I know a good amount about SEO, And so once I kind of realized it, I was asking him very pointed questions, and he's like, "I guarantee you, we can get you on the first page of Google." And I'm like,
No,
"Oh,
you can't.
I'm like, you can guarantee it?" He goes, "Yep. I work very closely with Google." And I'm like,
How long do you say the process was to get his stuff up?
Mr. Google.
dude, like nothing was clicking. He said it would take like, I don't know, like 3 weeks, and I'm like, "There's
shut
no
the
way."
fuck up.
But yeah, I was dumb, man. So then I was sitting there, I'm like, I feel bad for all the like, elderly people or the people that just, aren't able to catch on or aren't technologically savvy enough to kind of like piece these different things together.
Like you.
Yeah, like me, man. I'm getting old in my old age.
That's awesome. That's actually a crazy story.
Bro, it was wild. I've never had that happen.
So do you think that his name actually was Dalton, or he found Dalton's, status
Like Dalton
as a
was my
CEO,
boss and then just kinda
he
went
was
to-
like, all right, I'm going to put the name as Dalton, and then
I think that might be it because like on our website, it's just my boss's names and then mine, really.
I was waiting for something way more nefarious. Like he was just chugging water, and the whole time he's running some program to get into your computer.
No, it didn't get that far. I think he was trying to get the credit card information. He probably had some landing page for me to go fill everything out. But
yeah.
But dude, I got to play tennis this weekend.
How was that?
Dude, it's so much fun. Me, David, and Shouty Touty Natalie.
How'd you do, David?
I did shit.
David
I
did
played
very
like
bad.
shit.
Really?
David was very good at starting out hot, and then he would just choke.
Why?
I got a new racket.
Shut the hell up.
Just a racket.
Was your forearm sore?
Probably
No.
not broken.
Dude, my
in yet.
forearm was so sore.
Well, that's because you have a good forearm hit.
Yeah, my forearm was sore, dude.
Do you hit with your arm?
I literally grabbed the Brita to try and like pour myself water, and it was full, and I couldn't fucking pick it up. It was rough.
Oh, you're really sore.
Yeah.
Don, what was the last sport you played?
CrossFit.
Okay. What was the last traditional sport you played?
Probably swim.
Like even recreationally.
You play basketball every day, don't you?
With my kids.
Yeah.
But I was going to say that counts.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, today I did football. So.
You play football with a bunch of kids
Yeah.
that are big enough, that you are hired
I'm their best
to
receiver.
then like
I'm the best receiver.
They never want me to be all-time quarterback, though.
why?
Because they said I'm better on the run. And I agree with
Are
them.
you
I'm
sure
like,
they don't just want to put you in a position where they can tackle you
they can't tackle me. They never do.
because they're not allowed to?
It's two-hand touch.
Because you know how that goes.
Yeah, I'm sure it's your hand touch.
Yeah,
Dalton.
it's great.
Can you picture Dalton just like
Slamming kids?
slamming kids, and when they come at him, he's like, "What?
Hey, it's your hand touch. It's your hand touch.
Attention!
Hey, you touched me?
Attention?
You touched me?
Actually, yes, I can totally see Dalton doing that.
No, it's fun. Yeah, I guess football then.
I was gonna say because Dalton, Matt, we got golf, tennis, racquetball. I think we pride ourselves on just playing any kind of sport we can.
Mm-hmm.
But your hobbies seem much more non-active.
Yeah.
So-
you sedentary fuck.
Yeah, I'm not active at all.
Sedentary,
Yeah. Doesn't that mean you sit down all the time?
stationary.
No, sedentary.
I thought sedentary is when you have water coming out your butt.
It's time for
Dictionary with Dave.
What's the one where you have water coming out of your butt?
Diarrhea?
Diarrhea.
No.
Gonorrhea.
Dysentery.
Ah.
Right there. It's at the top.
Yep. Sedentary.
Golf. What does it say?
Tending to spend much time seated. Somewhat inactive.
The only reason I know that is because every time I set my macros in my little, food tracker,
Okay.
I have to choose my activity level, and I always want to say active, and it gives you this like estimate of steps that you take per day. And to be active, you have to take over 10, 15,000.
What's
Like
the most steps you ever taken in a day?
ever, I took like 40,000 steps at Disneyland one time. That was wild.
What about you?
It would probably be something like that too.
Yeah, it's when you're out all day. I really want when we went to the safari park last year for Carly's birthday. I really wanted to know how many steps I took that day.
2 years ago.
Wow.
Was it 2 years ago?
2020.
Probably. No, actually, I don't even think that much.
Yeah, really?
Because I hit at work. I hit 25,000 steps by 10:30 or 11 o'clock.
Yeah. See, like your job would be considered active, which is
That's true. When I was a lifeguard, it was like you're hitting 10,000 steps easy.
easy. You're not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Right. But I have a desk job, Sometimes I raise my standing desk up so I can stand.
But then you're standing.
But then I'm standing.
Ugh.
You can technically stand there and then just wave your hand back and forth.
No, you know what I want? I want a stationary bike with a little desk on top. I don't know how much I would actually use it, but it sounds like a great idea.
I feel like that's a terrible idea.
You could also put your desk in the standing position.
Matt's going to fall
and then
asleep.
get a stationary bike and put it right in front.
Matt's going to fall asleep and his legs are going to keep kicking. Like he's riding a bicycle.
Never
He's going to
stop.
be like a dog in water.
I always work out.
You lift him up and he's like... See, that would be funny. Yeah, you know what, Matt? Get it. I want to see that.
So not only do we play sports together, David and I have recently been bonding over a new form of game and activity.
Pegging.
Oh, yes.
Wordle.
Sorry. I didn't have
I
an
thought you were
intro
just
for
gonna
that.
go
I
into
just got excited because I thought
So
about it.
I texted David being like, what the hell is this Wordle thing? Because I keep seeing it on Twitter. Do you know what it is?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So it's kind of like, and I understand. Okay, so Wordle is a word game where every day there's a mystery word, and it's 5 letters.
5 letters long.
5 letters long, and you type it in. You don't know what it is,
You get 6 tries.
and whatever word you put in, each letter will be a different color. So if the letter is not in the word at all, it'll be gray. If the letter is in the word, but you have it in the wrong spot of the word, then it'll be yellow. And if it's in the word and it's in the right spot, it'll be green. So basically, you'll type out the first word, and then you'll see what letters turn what color. So if you have a green one, you know that that is where that letter belongs. If you get a yellow one, you know it's in the word, but you got to move it around some places. And if it's gray, then you just know you don't have to worry about that letter anymore, right? And you get 6 tries.
Yeah.
After your 6th try, you have to wait till tomorrow. So I asked David, like, how does this work? And he sent it to me. He told me the website to go to. So I've been addicted. I literally look forward to playing this damn thing every morning.
Is it something that sounds like something you'd want to try?
If I could do it, but I don't really have time in the mornings to.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's like a minute or so.
Well,
Yeah.
it takes me way longer than a minute, but yeah.
Sounds difficult.
You should try it. Though, well, it's gotten huge. It's gotten all over the place.
Really?
Everyone's playing it, and there's TikTok. It's on. There's people making TikToks about how to play it.
What's
best
the age
now.
range for these people?
Well, let me put it this
What?
way. It's the same people that looked forward to doing crossword puzzles within the New York Times.
No, crosswords are a whole.
They're hard,
another
dude.
level. I do like easy ones sometimes.
I do
and
crosswords at
I
school
feel
all the time.
really good I feel really good about it. Wait, say it again.
I do crosswords at the school all the time.
Have you ever sat down with a newspaper crossword and tried to do it?
Those clothes are too hard.
I can't.
I've done one.
You did? Did you Google it?
No.
No?
No.
You legitimately sat there.
Well, I did it with my ex's grandma, but
Okay, but who put more words down? You or her?
she definitely did. But
1000%.
I
Which
was.
means she probably plays it, and then you were just like, "Hey, what's up? What are you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you
try
sat
this?
down to eat breakfast, and she was just
We
like
just drank coffee.
banging
and
it
did
out.
She asked him one question.
Yeah.
She was like, "Dalton, what is a bird sound? Internet?" He's like-
Twitter.
Twitter. Oh.
she was like, "Thanks," and did the rest of it all herself. And Dalton was like, "Yeah, I helped."
Yeah,
probably
man.
did like
Yeah, I
half of
did
it.
something.
But it's crazy because Wordle got bought by New York Times.
Yes, and so there was a bit of a worry about that now because there's talk about it becoming one of the features of a New York Times subscription.
Ah, that would suck. I would definitely not pay for a New York Times subscription.
That would suck.
And that seems to be the case with a lot of stuff, where it's like something free is really, really fun and well developed, and it comes out, and then someone buys it, and then it goes away.
Just give
Yeah.
it like a 10-second ad. You'll make so much money.
Yeah, that's true.
Give it an ad. You'll get money off
That's
it.
what I would do.
Come on. Just leave it for the people,
But
man.
the New York Times, I think, is above little dingy ads.
See, but I would if it was my company or my thing that I made, I would never do that. I'd be like, okay, how can I make money first myself and kind of enjoy this process instead of just giving it away?
I think New York Times should do ads, but for other stuff that they own. That just makes the most sense. Like, you have the audience for this thing, right? So let's say New York Times bought something else and just put an ad of, I don't know if they fucking are sponsoring a movie or something. Like, put the ad for the movie. Or if you have a new news article.
Actually, David,
What else is the New York Times known for?
what's Okay, but this question is completely off topic.
Yeah, go for it.
What is the budget for the Uncharted movie?
The budget for the Uncharted movie, it's so high. It's like off.
I heard it's
off
like
the charts.
20,000 or 40,000 less than like the biggest movie in history was ever made.
I don't know,
It's
but
that much money.
I don't know, but you guys didn't even laugh at my joke, so fuck you.
What joke did you make?
We're moving on. Let me look up the Uncharted.
Do you have
David's
do you have a problem
hurt.
with Mark Wahlberg being Sully?
I am gonna see it because I'm open to whatever they're gonna do for it.
Does Rachel have a
Rachel
problem?
doesn't want to watch it.
Yeah, I don't know why. I knew she wouldn't want
If
to.
Matthew was to make a movie about himself,
I
what actor would you choose Matthew to play as?
There.
Matthew
Oh,
be?
what I would choose?
What actor would you choose for
I
Matt?
want to hear what Matt chooses.
No,
first,
you go
so I
first.
can
We already
base
have.
it off.
I already know his idea.
You know his
we
idea.
talked about this
Talked about
already.
this earlier.
$120 million is for Uncharted, which is not a lot.
Maybe it's how much.
It's a lot. It's not a lot for like a big crazy blockbuster.
I'm looking at it and it looks like a lot.
Yeah,
let's see. The biggest,
I'd be pumped for like 1%.
because like Avengers was like 250.
Of
That's
course,
Pirates,
it's
isn't
Pirates,
it?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Nope.
Avengers
400
Endgame.
million Endgame.
Dude,
Oh wow.
they spent all that money and I still haven't even seen it.
Maybe it's maybe it's what their tickets are selling out on. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know, but they're making a lot of money. I guess the main character, I forget his name.
Tom
Someone who plays
Holland.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, my Instagram feed is this random thing about Tom Holland and what's the girl's name? Zendaya.
Yo,
And,
they're a great couple.
Oh, they're together? That makes way more sense now because it's always just
yeah.
him hitting on her and then she's just always like smiling.
There's a picture of him and her walking down the street, and she has her arm around his waist, like she's just holding him.
Hell yeah.
And then they just make fun of him for it all the time.
Good.
I'm like, man, that's probably a nice feeling.
All right, man. Insult me. Roast me.
I don't know why Aziz Ansari comes to mind. But
Okay.
that's like the spirit of what I get.
Yeah.
The spirit.
Look into the physical.
Into the physical, you want me to see who looks like Matt?
Who would be?
Because Mark Wahlberg doesn't look like Sully.
At all.
No.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
I hate that casting.
Why do you hate that casting? Tell me
Does-
while
Plus,
I
I
think
hate him
about
in a
tell
beard
me,
or a
tell me while I
mustache.
think about who physically looks like you.
Because I'm assuming this is based off of the video game, right?
Has to be. There's nothing else about it.
So,
I mean, there's a comic book, I think.
you know I can fucking see your searches, right?
Uh-huh.
Basically, this is way more distracting than I thought it'd be. Just gorgeous
buff
bodies
ass
everywhere.
dudes, man.
No, because in Uncharted, it's a video game, basically treasure hunting, right? Sully is this older guy. He's like sweaty, always smoking a Cuban cigar, but he's kind of like the getaway master.
Yeah.
You know? You got a job to do, and he loves Nathan Drake for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he'll do anything for him, and so Nathan goes and gets in all this trouble, and Sully's always there to
Danny
bail him out,
DeVito.
right? And
You can tell what I'm doing right now while you're talking.
yes, he is literally typed in short buff actors and is going through the list.
And the top one was Danny DeVito, the top shortest actor. Oh man.
But yeah, Mark Wahlberg, but he's also like Sully's supposed to be like slightly overweight, you know, not super shredded.
Very dad bod.
And
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg is not that at all.
But
And he's a lot
I like
younger.
I know what they're doing with sorry, what's his name? Drake? Drake, is that his name? That character?
Yeah, Nathan.
Nathan Drake. I know what they're doing with him is like they're starting this guy to look out young, and then as they're making a series out of it, so he's gonna get older as the movie gets as they go further into the series. But with Sully, it's like maybe they're doing this at like a younger age for him too, so he gets older with him, but he's just like definitely like middle aged already.
yeah, that's true.
Maybe he just progressively gets older and he like looks more to the part later on.
I don't know, man. A lot of the video games that
Yeah.
become movies, they're just not good.
I don't know. I'm very nervous about
My
it.
idea is
Witcher's-
that
Witcher-
the best video game movies are not based on video games, but they're about the video game medium.
Like the video game medium. What do you mean?
Like
Like-
they're about video games. Like Jumanji is a movie
About a board game?
about a video game.
Well, I don't know because The Witcher
Yeah.
is fantastic.
The Witcher, but that's also based on books.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You know, Free Guy ended up being pretty good because it was about open world RPGs.
Yeah.
Open world online.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph is about retro video games.
Wreck-It Ralph's a great movie. I'm going to watch that later. I love that movie.
But I got three choices, I think.
Okay,
right,
let's hear it.
The first one that I saw that's not on this list was Matt Damon.
That's exactly what Monique said.
I see Matt Damon. That's one. But as I look at this list, the second one that comes up is Emilio Estevez.
Who the hell is that?
He's the one from the Breakfast Club. He's the jock.
How do I know who that guy is?
I'll look him up. And then the third one, of course, and I'm surprised I didn't think of it earlier, Kevin Hart.
See, that was my initial reaction is Kevin Hart. But then I started thinking about it, and I randomly had people tell me this, that Mark Wahlberg would play me in a movie.
I would say Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg's too exasperated.
The hell does that mean?
Like Boston?
When
Like
he does
burgers?
when he does comedy, like his voice is always a piece. You can't believe it. I gotta be a butterfly. You gotta let me fly. Like it's always like
I feel like he's taking this way
that's
too
from
far.
the other guys.
See, I just meant of just the movies I've seen.
Nah,
All right, I was wrong. Fuck it.
that's Emilio Estevez.
My kids call me Keanu Reeves.
From because of your hair.
That's awesome.
Whenever I run around or I'm chasing somebody down, they go, "Oh, look, it's Keanu Reeves."
They're such asses.
They are.
But he was big in the 80s. Oh, he was in The Outsiders.
I
he's got
absolutely
your stocky
disagree.
build.
I absolutely disagree.
You don't think that looks like Matt's mustache?
I'm thinking about the way he talks,
It looks
the way
like
he
John's
acts.
mustache.
That
then
is
I'd say Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah,
has to be the
once
middle
Monique
ground.
said that, I was like, yeah, I completely agree with that.
Kevin Hart's too upbeat.
Yeah.
Because you have a very grounded,
David's Winston.
a little
That's
grumpy
it. That's the only person
thing
I
that
see.
can get turned on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say Matt Damon.
Yeah, that works for me.
Well, if he's Matt Damon, then I got to be his Ben Affleck.
Wow, you're gonna go to Ben
What was
Affleck, huh?
what was the villain from the Wiggles? Not the Wiggles. What was the
The pirate?
no, the what was is a Nickelodeon show?
The Wiggles. The fact that was your first
Lazy
choice.
Town?
Lazy Town. What was the villain? Google him. He looks like you.
Does look like you.
This is who you are.
Robbie.
Robbie.
Good images.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. baby. R.I.P.
I take it back so much. This is not you at all. Oh no. What's the blue guy? Go to the blue guy.
The blue guy's the hero.
Yeah, go to the hero.
Why? Because of his mustache?
Yeah. I don't know.
Didn't he pass away too?
I actually don't know the main guy.
Right there.
What?
Sporticus.
Does it have mustaches? Just one?
His name is Sporticus. This is definitely an Italian show.
Oh,
or something.
1000%.
It was so good.
Dude, PBS is so weird.
Yeah, bro. Caillou.
The clothing was wild, man. I loved that show so much.
It's a great show.
It made me feel weird. I don't know why.
Because you had a crush on the main girl?
No, I don't think I did.
I
I didn't
did.
watch it long enough. They're just creepy. Like, look at that guy. He just scares me.
Lazy
All right,
Town's wild.
We're so off topic. Let's take a break. Let's take a break.
Talking about Lazy Town.
Has there ever been a time in your life where you've just needed to whip out your thing to do your business for positive or negative experiences? Then I have just the product for you. Let me introduce you to the Nose Underwear Boxer. When you're running, you got a full bladder and you have to piss, and you're running down towards the bathroom and you just might not make it, and you get to that last second, you have to pull down your underwear to whip it out. Whipping it out no more, because it's just always whipped out, ready for any occasion. It's a nylon underwear that has a nice opening in the front that resembles an elephant trunk. This could also be called elephant trunk underwear. So let's go ahead and you can order it. Use code DRUMLONGSCHLONG at drumpodcast.com for your discount today.
Drum long song. Drum long song. That's what you came up with.
I thought that was good.
That was great.
Your
man.
code better be better than that.
Man, recently I've been struggling with abdominal cramps or pain. I've had some nausea and vomiting. my fever's been through the roof, and I've been so dehydrated, and I can't. And it became so life-threatening, and I was like, man, I need to stop this now. I ran to the store, couldn't find anything, and I said, you know what? I'm going to make my own pill. So I talked to my people, and we all made something called the dysentery pill. Now, if you guys have dysentery, you know it's not a fun game. It's not a game we like to play. So let's be smart. Take a dysentery pill. By the way, a coupon code for you is I'm not going to shit today. That's all I got.
And we're back. All right.
Yes. So we're sorry.
Let's go, David. Pick it up.
I was supposed to be in charge of this.
All right.
So to get back on topic. Oh, so the last time we had an episode, when we were young, Fest had just got announced.
Yeah.
Like that day.
Mm-hmm.
Which also is crazy that it tells you like how fast everything moves.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys talked about it, but we didn't really know much about it, so you guys were just looking at the poster and stuff like that. Since then, there's been a lot of info about when it's sold out. 3 days. It was supposed to be 1 day, and then it became 3. And
It's a 3-day thing now?
the same lineup.
Same lineup.
It's not like
So every band is gonna play 3 days in a row.
all 60 bands are going to play all 3 days.
18 seconds of one song, three days in a row.
And so that's
15-minute sets, 3 days in a row.
Is it really 15 minutes?
there's like someone made like a mock schedule of it. If the main bands play like 90 minutes, then some bands are playing 21 minutes, 15 minutes. But yes, logistically, that's what a lot of people have had problems on. I don't know what other one. Now that you've got more info about it, do you think it's a scam? Do you think it can work?
So here's the thing. I know more info about it is out there. However, I personally know nothing more than what I knew last time we talked about this.
The selling point for me for like not wanting to go was because it's gonna be a shit show. Not that they don't know how to plan things correctly. What I'm saying is to cycle through bands, people always trying to get through to the next set or always trying to get through to like a different stage, and then them turning the band. It's to me like, or it's almost like so fast paced that you're gonna be just confused because it's gonna be loud music. You're gonna be trying to find places to go, and you already know. Like even when we went to Warped Tour back in like 2014, 15, whenever. When we went back to Warped Tour, we were like getting lost. So we're trying to find what bands are playing where, and it's already hectic as it is. And I know it's only 3 stages, but then you got to think about how far those stages are, getting to the stages, getting merch. Like you're not going to have time to go do extra activities because every band is playing every minute. So you're not going to see the bands you want to see, or you're not going to see all the bands you want to see. It's just not realistic. So I feel like as much as you're going to be paying, you're going to get less view time with the bands that you actually want to see, including if you like, more underground pop punk. You know what I mean? It's not going to be it's not going to be all fun. It's not going to be fun. I just think I would get annoyed.
I think if somebody wants that experience, that's awesome. But I would take the money that they're gonna pay because the tickets are like $200-$300,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel like you can probably see the top 4 or 5 bands for that same amount of money at a smaller venue. I'd rather do that. But if you want to go out, I mean, you don't really need a reason to go to Vegas. So
Amen.
If you want to just go out there, to go out there, like I think that'd be cool. Like I know there's a lot of people that at least they're saying that they're gonna go. So
one of the arguments that came up with that was someone showed a video of, and it's not even a new concept, but a rotating stage.
Yeah.
I saw that.
You could have three to 4 bands all set up, sound check. Well, maybe not sound checking, but at least set up. So the second that one's done, you can switch out, which was cool. But yeah, a lot of people that were having problems with it it was a lot of the same comments of just like, tell me you haven't been to the Warped Tour without telling me you've been to Warped Tour, which I don't know if that is an equal argument.
My problem with that is like, yes, Warped Tour is an experience in and of itself, but like for all we know, this could be also a completely different experience. And there's people that were younger than us, right? Like grew up at a different time that maybe they're really into that music and they never got to experience Warped Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be it for them. You know what I mean? And I apologize that it's significantly more expensive, but like,
And crowded.
you know,
Oh, but they were saying that for like the logistics argument. They were saying like, oh, look at Warped Tour. Warped Tour always worked out. So obviously this is going to work out. You guys are all just not understanding how it works with the bands. With so many bands playing in one day.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, yeah, no, you're not like, I mean, Monique and I go to Life is Beautiful and, you know, we have
It's
to.
in the same spot, right?
No.
It's not in the fairgrounds? Oh. Monique said the fairgrounds is much smaller than the arts district. So the stages wouldn't be that far apart.
So it just seems like either way, it's going to be a nightmare. I think the first day is going to be rough. Second and third day might be better. But the first day where everything actually happens, it's going to be kind of crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some form of Juice WRLD incidents, you know? It wasn't Juice WRLD. It was Travis Scott.
Astro World.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Juice WRLD's dead.
I know. I'm aware. R.I.P.
I think it'll work out. I really do. Like, I mean, you never see every band regardless of whatever you want to go to. I just think there's a lot of bands.
And so do you think it was a better idea because they're doing 3 days, same lineup every day? Do you think that's a better idea, or having done 3 days
with different bands each day?
You know, different headliners each
3
day,
days would have been way better.
3 days, different bands each day, different stages. I think that's the way to go.
For the consumer.
I think it'll be for the consumer. It'll be a better experience for the people that are going to have to run this entire thing.
The artists don't feel rushed.
Because they were saying the reason that they would do the same lineup 3 days is either because they know not enough bands are going to show up, or because then they make you buy that ticket 3 times so that each day you pick different bands to go see.
Yeah, I mean that's also an option. I mean,
they stay at a different stage each day.
But
yeah,
no,
we'll see.
It'll be interesting to watch.
When is it supposed to happen?
In October. So there's plenty of time for them to really, really figure out what's going on.
I honestly hope it works.
Yeah,
like I hope they figure it out. I hope everybody has an amazing experience. I really do. Like I hope it works.
And if they do it again?
I feel like it's cool to like judge it and hate on it, but I really hope everyone has a great time.
I don't think we're hating on it. I think we're just thinking about what could happen.
No, don't get me wrong. It's very confusing. I have no idea how they're gonna pull it off, but I hope they do.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, but let's you know, we have this segment. It doesn't really matter anymore, but I still want to, you know, get your nitty gritty emotions, reactions, feelings about it all, because you got 2 games to go over. You have last week's and this week's.
Okay. Green Bay.
We're talking about the 49ers road to the Super Bowl. That was the
Correct.
segment.
So, you know, Niners played hard. They played rough. We're definitely a mean team. We had to go against the Packers before we went against the Rams, and the Packers was probably one of the coolest football games I've watched because it was so it was so mean. There was it was cold, weather was a whole issue. It was basically like all white by the end of the game, and I've never really watched like the Niners play in that kind of stadium, you know, and like playing in that area. Is it Lambeau?
Yep, Lambeau Field.
Playing Lambeau Field, including in the cold, and this is Green Bay's environment. Like going against that in that type of environment was kind of honestly more scary than coming to LA, going back to LA, because I was like, this is a whole new playing field with a whole new weather change. It's not California no more. You know what I mean? So to watch the Niners pull that off was really exciting, and the whole game was just a freaking nail biter, pretty much.
Yeah.
Every game was.
It seems like all 3 of those games were all very close, very intense games.
Every game this year has been a nail biter. I don't think we've had very many blowouts. Everything's been last minute.
Maybe
wins.
2 blowouts, but that's about it.
I'm just gonna talk about the whole season. Like at one point, the 49ers were 3-5 and like not contending for anything really. People were calling for the head coach to be fired. People were calling for the quarterback to be changed. Like everybody was ready for upheaval. But the one thing that like at least the team has shown, and like just like listening to all the interviews and the exit interviews the last couple of days, is like they were a team that was incredibly resilient and they understood their strengths and weaknesses. like, and they played to it. Like, they were a very self-aware team is the best way to put it. Like, they knew we did this, and this well, and we didn't do this very well. So we're going to play to our strengths, and we'll go to our weaknesses if we have to, but we'd rather not. And I think that the turnaround that happened just showed the ability to adapt and overcome that they had, which was super fun to watch. And just like you would see glimpses of the potential that when everybody was in unison that we could have. Yeah. And so that was very exciting, but also made it very frustrating because as great as we had as great of a run as we had into the off season, there's just the consistency, at least on the offensive side of the ball, was something that kind of lacked. So that was frustrating because like you'd see this beautiful play and you're like, there it is, and then just like a boneheaded play the next day, and the very next play, and you're like, God damn it. So that made it frustrating, but it's cool because coming from 3-5 and, you know, being able to make a run deep into the postseason and actually experience some meaningful football this late in the season, coming from that point, you have to call this season a victory.
The biggest turnaround that I've seen the Niners make by far.
Yeah,
it was cool to watch. It was definitely a great experience, and I just it's fun to just keep the consistency of watching it with Matthew and Dad and Mo. Like it's a good group of people. It's fun to watch football with them, and then, you know, me and Mo have our own special handshake for the touchdowns that we'll have to try and remember for next year. It's a good time. It's a good experience overall. So I can't wait for next season.
And I thought about asking to come over, but then I was like, this is postseason. With as superstitious as you are, I was like, it needs to be me showing up and that being why they lose. Yeah. And then I'm never invited ever for another any other 49er game. But speaking of boneheaded plays, let's paint a picture. We're in the Drumm household, fourth quarter, 17-20, but the Niners have the ball. It's coming to the end of the game. Jimmy G rolls out, hooks to the left to get out of the pocket. He's got like 3 or 4 defenders coming at him. And instead of taking the sack and losing the yardage, he tosses the ball forward to try and get a lateral pass out. And instead it gets picked off. What's happening in that house?
It's quiet.
What's happening before that play? On the run up. You guys have possession. You're on your way to potentially score.
Let me paint a picture. Matthew is pacing through the whole living room. I'm quiet, patiently waiting to see what's gonna happen, but I'm very like stressed out. But I don't know. I just kind of get quiet and start watching the game. And what was Dad doing?
I have no idea.
And Mo was just feeling the stress. She was just feeling the energy. It was definitely playoff season is hard for people to come over and watch games with us because we don't really like have conversations normally. This game was different, but most playoff games we don't have conversation. It's very quiet. We're all very focused on each play, and we'll complain about anything and everything that's happening. So it's not the funnest experience for people that come in to watch a game thinking we're gonna have fun, because it's not fun. It's serious. Yeah, we're here to win.
And then Jimmy throws the pick or whatever because it bounces off to Michael Hasey's hands. Yeah. And then it's just a lot of fuck, God damn it, are you fucking kidding me? And then I usually stand there and wait for a flag, hoping that something happens to overturn the play, and then it doesn't come. And then I sit back in the recliner, slump down with my hands and my face in my hands, and then
I think we all cried a bit. I cried.
Yeah, Dalton like stormed out like right after.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah, and then and then none of us sleep. That literally came home, slept from 10 till midnight, and then was up from midnight, and I just stayed up for the rest of the day because I just was upset.
I just left. I left the house at like 7 and didn't come out of my room until the next morning. I just need to be alone for a while.
What was the worst play?
That's the worst play.
That more than the failed
interception
pick opportunity.
Yeah, I don't blame that play. Like that would have helped for sure, but we hadn't scored any points in that entire second half, and even when that play happened, there were still 9 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
So with the way things were trending, The homer in me is like, yeah, we would have scored. But realistically, looking back on it now, I don't really know. I think the worst play was there was an overthrow to George Kittle right up the middle in the first quarter, and there was green grass. He would have scored a touchdown.
Would have scored.
So I think that would have changed the tone of the game. But
for sure,
it was definitely cool to see all the 49er fans come out and fill in SoFi Stadium.
Wow.
The head coach, Kyle Shanahan, talked about it today. He says it's probably the coolest thing he's ever seen in any sport that he's been around, where it's like an entire fan base literally comes over to like take over the stadium.
And they did. It was like, what, 53%?
Yeah, something like that.
And they even talked about how they had to like restrict non-LA resident tickets.
Yeah, I think they poured fuel on the fire because it was like, if they just would have done nothing and not made a big deal, there still would have been a lot of people. It was just an exciting time, exciting game. But because they put restrictions on it, I promise you, there was 49er fans who were like, I'm just fucking taking out loans. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, the Super Bowl's going to be wild, though.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Same, home advantage.
Ooh,
but so let's get back into one of our oldest segments we haven't done in a while. One of our signature segments. You boys know what it is.
1, 2, 3.
The boys' room.
Yes, we have not done the boys' room in a couple of months.
It's been a while.
So
been a minute.
We got 3 of them, and we're just gonna start right in. Oh nope, we got 3 of them. We're gonna start right in. So as soon as you can see that, one of you two.
I can't read. You don't expect us to read that from that far, David.
I got it.
You're gonna.
Yep. Just maximize that for me, big guy. Nope. Just the screen. There we go. My girlfriend ribbits. What?
Okay.
I'm dating my girlfriend for about 1.5 years. Everything has been amazing, and I'm so in love with her. But when she got more comfortable around me, she began burping, farting, etc. This is all fine and normal, but her burps are strange. She only recently started burping her real burp, which is in quotations, which is almost like a croak or ribbit on top of a normal burp. Like she screams while she burps. Every time I bring it up, she gets weirdly defensive, saying things like, "Why do you care?" or "Just let me do me." I can hardly stand it, and it weirds me out. She does it in public and even when she's around my parents, and it's embarrassing for me. I do not like going out with her out of fear that she will let out a horrendous croak in public around me. What do? I love her, but I feel embarrassed.
How obnoxious is her ribbit? Is it?
I need a sound. Is there a sound bite? Because it says she screams on top of the burp.
Yeah, I don't.
How?
There's no sound bite, but it's how do you picture a burp that then has like a sound over it?
I don't. I just like I can't. Like literally, like this is how I'm gonna have to meditate now, trying to figure out this because my brain just goes blank.
I want to try it. I don't know how you do it.
I mean, it doesn't seem like something you consciously do.
How do you even develop that?
Is
at what point do you go, I want to burp, but I also want to sound like a frog when I burp because it sounds just like a frog.
Banshee.
Is it like a medical condition?
Maybe.
But
I don't think that's I don't think that's the issue that's fully being
so like
asked for right now.
Yeah, you're right. But like, so is this guy an ass for not wanting his girlfriend to burp?
Don't ribbit in front of my parents again.
Well, I mean, Dalton didn't start laughing until it mentioned that she's doing it in public and around his parents.
Yeah, I
stuff.
feel like it's different if you're just doing it because you're comfortable. But then when you're around, family and friends and in public, I feel like there's some things that can stay between you two and some things that don't have to.
Yeah.
But that's just me. If she feels that she wants to be free and ribbit wherever she pleases, fuck it, dude. You got to let her do it. You just got to appreciate her for doing her own thing.
Do you think she knows what it sounds like?
I think
she has. There's no way you have that
she
burp.
has
getting
to be
defensive.
aware.
There's no way you grow up and go through school with that burp without being A, asked to do it, B, being made fun of for it.
But
There's
don't
no
be
way.
surprised when people are like, like that's not like you sound different. Just accept it and be like, yeah, no, I ribbit when I burp. It's fine.
Maybe that's why she says, just let me do me.
Yeah, but getting defensive over it instead of explaining as to why is different.
And then on a base level, farting and burping around each other. Yay or nay?
That's fine.
It's cool with me.
I don't care.
All right, there you go. All right, here's the next one. I'll take it because it's longer, so I'll go ahead and
You don't think we can read it?
shrink it. That's a lot of words.
That is a lot of work.
That is.
So I think my sister's boyfriend is lying about his degree. Dad wants to hire him. What do I do? So the girl's sister is dating this guy. They've been together for 3 years. And he says he has a degree in a certain field from a certain university. But when she tried to talk to him about it, he said he didn't want to talk about work.
Classic.
And when they got together, he was working retail. And she goes more into that later.
Okay.
He told her where he went, and she was like, "Oh, I got a friend there." And then he was like, "Oh, I mean, I went here." Even though he had like mentioned 2 or 3 times, like, "Oh, I went to University A." And then she was like, "Oh, I have a friend at University A." And he was like, "I mean, University Ah." He doesn't have any pictures of his graduation or time at uni. Admits he doesn't have his diploma, but says that he lost it when he moved. And it's been 3 years.
No way.
So and he laments. He's sad that he can't prove that he has his degree.
He's digging himself in a hole.
And she was like, you can just email your college and ask for a copy, a second one.
Yeah.
He was like, no, it's too much work. It's too much work to do that.
It is, man. I get it.
She Googled his name and the university. He said that he worked on a couple things and had his dissertation published, but nothing came up. And then she goes on to explain, not knocking people who work retail, but his job was in a high demand field. And he says he works at he worked at a major company before quitting at a time when his industry was thriving. And so why is he working retail if it's a high demand field? So she's like, yeah, all these can look innocent on their own, but it doesn't seem right.
Doesn't seem genuine.
And now the girl's father has his own business and is looking for someone that is in the same skill set as what this guy says he has. And so the dad's like, yeah, I'll offer him the job. And she's like, how do I don't want my dad to get stuck with this guy.
No.
But also, like, I don't want him to work there.
Come on. We got to at least see what happens.
So she says, how do I best present my concerns without causing more problems for the family and for this? Who do I talk to first?
You don't have to control shit. Let it happen. Let's
you want to watch the fire burn.
Fuck yeah. If he's going this far to lie about this, what else has he done? Come on. There's more questions than answers here. If he's lying about just a degree, could he be lying about his relationship? Could he be lying about cheating on her? Could he be lying?
So you want to take that person and let their father hire this individual that's probably lying about everything.
Figure it out.
But that comes at potentially the cost of
your father's business.
No way.
Running the business into the ground.
You're not gonna. If you just hire a guy, you're not gonna give him the responsibility of the whole company. Think about it. He's gonna have a few times to figure things out, and within those few, maybe 2 times of figuring whatever fucking thing he has, you're gonna know.
Now she does say Dad views him as the son he never had because he has 2 daughters.
Well, maybe he'll forgive him. I think at this point you just gotta let the person learn. Why do you always have to don't control it? Just let it happen.
No, I completely disagree.
What do you think?
I think she should talk to the dad and be like, listen, I've asked him these questions, or even at dinner, just bring up things about the field. Like ask the dad, like, what would be some common knowledge things that someone with this degree would know?
So do what you were doing to your fishing SEL guy.
Yes. Ask open-ended questions and then just tell the dad, watch how he answers. You can read between the lines with that. I do not think you should let this person go work for your dad's business and let him run it to the ground. Like,
well, obviously they're gonna interview him first. Like,
I don't know that they would.
They'll just hire him. If this is the son he's never had, he wants to leave his legacy. He wants to be able to hand over the keys one day. So this guy's gonna come and doesn't know what he's doing. Not saying that he can't learn it, but it's like if there's all these concerns. There's probably more. Like you just said, if he's lying about this, what else is he lying about?
It could be like your dad's asphalt company. If there was someone very close to you guys that wanted a job, would your dad and your dad knew them and cared about them very much? Would he interview them, or would he just be like, "Yeah, start work"?
I would interview anybody.
You would.
I would.
If Caleb wanted a job, if Natalie wanted a job working with your dad, you think your dad would interview her?
Of course.
Nah, I think you would just tell her to show up.
What do I know, right? Fuck me.
Well, you got two very compelling arguments on either side of the fence.
I don't know why you're upset.
I'm not upset. Why would I be upset about
Just
that?
wants to watch this fire burn. I'm getting deja vu. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Welcome.
Here is our last one, and this is for Dalton to read.
I can't read that.
Oh, okay. Well, then, Matt, you can read this one again.
New boyfriend just won't seem to stop bragging and talking about himself. ... Insecurity? ? I've been dating a new guy for about 10 days now. He wants to get together almost every night. He is all in. And while he has a successful business, he seems a little bit obnoxious sometimes, talking too loud, a little too much, if you know the type. Is that what that said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've talked a lot to him now, and I wonder if all this Oh, thank God. I've talked a lot to him now, and I wondered if all of his bragging and interrupting was due to insecurity and needing to prove himself. He will say things like, "Boy, I got lucky because I would never dream to have someone like you as a girlfriend." He compliments me a ton, which is sweet, but it's overwhelming. But when I talk, he's constantly interrupting me and talks about something about him or whatever he can slide or whatever angle he can slide in. Tonight I was telling him I started working with a personal trainer twice a week, and he immediately asked me if I was treating him as my trainer or therapist. I pretended it was a joke, and I said, "Trainer, of course." He said, "Well, once my NFL buddies asked me to help them train because they admired my size and build so much. I realized that most people in the gym just talk and talk and talk." See what I mean? It's always something nonstop about him. I thought it would pass, but I'm not sure it will at this point. He's clearly smitten with me, no doubt, but this is just getting to be a lot. How can I test this? Maybe he's just an egomaniac. He has a ton of friends, and I can tell his adult kids adore him by the texts and calls that I've heard him on. Thoughts?
This man. Oh my gosh.
So I'm assuming he's older if he has adult kids.
Yeah. And if he's got NFL buddies.
NFL buddies.
He's successful. That's clear to see. But at the same time, like, how do you talk about yourself that much without even knowing? Maybe he was just single he's been a single dad for a very long time. But I don't know. Something's odd about that.
People are afraid with silence. So I'm someone that will share a story that's similar to a story that somebody else shared. Sometimes it can be seen as like one-upping, but like I always mean it in a way of like I connect with you on that experience because I experienced something similar. Really depends on the person and how they take it. Really depends on how they view me. But when it's just like your significant other and they're telling you something and you always have to redirect it back to yourself, like that's an issue, you know?
Yeah, that's a red flag from the start.
What was that? And like that's an issue because like what if something, it's like those people that like compare their pains. Like, oh, I'm so sad. This happened to me right now. Oh, well, that's I would rather have that because this is what happened to me. It's kind of like that, but in like the opposite. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, something's off. I would not.
I mean, if you're getting all these red flags and you're obviously annoyed by it, then just because he has the money and compliments you and does all this shit doesn't mean that he's a good guy. Just means he has money and compliments you. It's very simple. If you want to leave, leave.
Yeah, and then like I would be curious to see like if she disagrees with him about something, like how he handles that.
Yeah.
Like somebody that needs that much like reassurance about things and, likes to be put on a pedestal all the time, like take them off the pedestal and see how they react.
She should just like have fun with it and test the waters. Just really test the waters.
Well,
That'd be awesome.
I mean, what do you make of that one single sentence? Once my NFL buddies asked me to help train them because they admired my size and build so much. Now, we don't know if he's also an NFL player. He could be someone that's in the NFL. We don't know.
Or just a big liar.
He does have a successful business, which makes me think that he's not a sports person if he took the time to build up that business. But
Put cap.
you call cap?
Cap that.
I'm going to call this guy an egomaniac.
Egomaniac?
Yep.
All right. So for the lady that's been with him for 10 days,
Leave him.
maybe not.
If you're annoyed after 10 days enough to come write about it on Reddit, something is wrong.
Imagine where we'll be in a year. Oh, man. The stories on Reddit will be insane.
That's 36 times more than that. Yeah. All right. Well, as Dalton said, we're going to put a cap on that boys' room. Dalton, what are you squaring up with this week?
This week, I will be squaring up with my computer.
Yeah, that sounded bad.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with it. I was trying to work on it, and I can't figure it out. And I'm like, I went to school for this. I should know what I'm doing. After working on it for 3 hours, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I accepted defeat, and I got to go take it to somebody to get it fixed. I just don't know how much it's going to cost. So, Matt, what are you squaring up with?
Squaring up with my day today. It's just long, never ending. Very, very, very busy. Just a lot of things. But I'm just very tired.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly tired. I'm ready for bed. David, what are you squaring up with this week?
I'm squaring up with when everyone does laundry at the same time.
Nice.
And you don't have enough.
You can't get to a washer?
Not that, more than when you run out of hangers,
Mm.
but you have wet clothes.
Yeah.
So what do? You
Use the dryer.
Just throw it on things.
They're going to shrink. I can't shrink my clothes
Why not?
because I'm a big boy.
No, all your
Maybe
shirts are
not.
always a little too big. So then you shrink it and it'll be the right size.
Those ones are already in the dryer. We're getting off topic here.
David's like, oh, I hate logic. No.
Matt,
You
what
did
is-
it. Look, you knocked it
You
off.
knocked it off.
Yes.
What is your woe, dude?
My woe dude. What's my woe dude of the week?
Dalton, what's your woe, dude?
I don't have a woe dude this week.
That's all good.
What's your woe dude?
Zero proof knowledge or zero knowledge proofs. There's a video I watched on YouTube.
Nice.
Of,
Explain that, please.
It was
makes no
it was
sense to
it
me.
was a dude having to explain those 5 levels videos where it's like he was explaining to a child, then a teen, then a college kid, grad student, expert. It was basically this way. It's using like blockchain and crypto and cybersecurity and stuff. It's a way to prove your knowledge about something without giving away any info. So like the simpler example that the guy gave in the video when he was talking to a teen, he was like, I want you to write a secret and put it in this box. I'm going to prove to you that I know the combination for this box, but I don't want to give you any information. I just need to he was like, do you think that I know the combination? She was like, no. And he's like, all right, I'm going to prove it to you without giving you the combination, essentially.
So you just opened it?
Yeah, so he was able to do it. The better one was with the child. He was like, here's a picture with a bunch of penguins. There's a puffin in there. Do you think you can find it? She was like, I don't think so. He was like, I know where the puffin is. Do you? But I don't want to tell you where it is. And he was like, do you believe me? She was like, I don't think so. So he was like, hold on. And then it like switched, it cut. And he had a big black board that was far bigger than the size of the picture with a little tiny hole. He was like, look in that little tiny hole. And she looked and he was like, what do you see? She was like, a puffin. He was like, yes. So I've shown you that I know where the puffin is because I set up the picture, but you don't know if it's aligned with this end of the picture or if it's aligned with the other end of the picture. You don't know where the picture starts. So I haven't told you where in the picture it is, but I've proved to you that I know where it is. And then he goes into this whole thing. It's like using that, but in mathematical problems and computations to prove your statistics or information without giving access to anyone that could then be infiltrated.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's essentially it's a way where
I'm confused, but I'm not.
you could log in instead of needing to log in and use a password every time. You would use this zero knowledge proof to say yes, this is me and get in. But there's no keystrokes. There's no record of the password that someone will be able to come in and get.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that is cool.
I know my woe, dude.
What's your woe, dude?
Brooks knows what my car looks like.
Because he freaks out when he sees you?
No, we were going to the gym, and he was walking in front of me. We were walking out the front door. And once he opened up the front door, he saw my car, and then he looked at Lexi and said, "Uncle," and then kept walking. And I was like, what the hell? He knows what my... I don't know if it's my car or if it's like that carport or the car spot was parked in. But either way, it was crazy. Just crazy to see him comprehend things.
Yeah, he's cute.
Dalton, what got you stoked this week?
What got me stoked this week? I feel like I'm finally getting back in shape after all the COVID and sick shit that I've been going through.
That's right. You missed 10 days.
I missed
20 days.
I missed a good amount of days. So I feel like I'm finally getting back into it, and the little bulk I've been doing is working. So I'm enjoying it. Feels good. How about you, Matt?
I've been able to do some weightlifting, and my knees feel good. So I'm pretty stoked on that. What about you, Cheese?
We found lo-fi versions and 8-bit versions of Bo Burnham's Inside.
Yeah,
That's
so good.
It's really, really cool. And it just made me remember how good the songs are and want to go watch it again.
Oh, my gosh. I want to go watch it again.
You should do it.
Yeah.
All right, if you made it this far into the podcast, thank you so much for your time. Go ahead and leave us a 5-star rating and a review wherever you're listening to this. And if you are here on YouTube, thank you for joining us and staring at us while we did all of our shenanigans. And if you're looking for a place to purchase all of the merch, you can go ahead and go to our Etsy shop,
Drum Drummer Pod, and the link will be below in the description.
And go ahead, place your order. It will be open until the end of February, and then we'll go ahead and make sure that all of you guys get your shirts as soon as possible.
These are for the Wave collection as well as the OG logo shirts.
Yes.
too.
So if you missed out on the OG logos, you can go ahead and get those. Or if you want the Wave collection, then go ahead and put in your order, and we will take care of the rest.
Dalton, this is your second time wearing it. How's it feel after a wash?
So comfortable and soft. Makes my muscles look bigger. Plus 10 strength, plus 10 agility. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Until next week, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. I'm Drumm.
And I'm Drummer.
We'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.